All right, ladies and gentlemen, traders, welcome back to another Relentless recap. Guys, as you're tuning in, be sure to hit that thumbs up. And if you're a new viewer, consider subscribing to the channel as you watch throughout the video. All right. So in this one, we're going to be talking about how we were able to make 1,700 bucks today, trading a couple stocks, ticker symbols STSS, LIDR, and PEGY. Those are the top three that we're going to focus on today. We're green on almost all the stocks we traded except for one, and that one stock is a very small red trade. So let's start off with STSS and make our way down. So we're seeing a lot of cheaper stocks, sub $1 stocks here over the last couple of weeks, and this one started off in after hours actually yesterday, or let's say Friday, going from about 22 cents all the way up to about 60 cents, or actually no, to 40 cents, 42 cents, and then today opening and pushing all the way up to 60 cents. So of course, this is why it was on watch, right? I mean, this was a pretty impressive move here, giving us about 120% all the way up to 84 for the pre-market highs. It pulled back to around 60, and this is where we started watching at it. And so, coming into the open, seeing this area here where we came down to in this range, held up, another quick pullback, held up. We kept an eye on this thing, and you can see for people who did not switch away like I did, trying to find an uptrending stock right away, you can see coming back to the same zone again, this thing held up. Not right away, but if you were to keep an eye on it, you would have seen that this thing held up. And so this is what it is, right? We talk about being able to recognize certain things. Is the market dominated by algorithms, hedge funds, and big banks and big money? Yes. But there are still some recognizable patterns, human behaviors, human tendencies. And this is a good example right here. Is it coincidence that we came to the same area once, twice, and three times? The answer is no. And if you can recognize this type of thing, you can position yourself. It's not guaranteed, it's not easy, but you can position yourself to give yourself a chance, really. And so from 60, this is where the red to green started, and we talk about patterns. Hey, Relentless, if you were watching at this thing real time, besides this area of 60, what else would you have been looking at, for indicators to get long? Well, we talk about patterns, the A, B, C, D, the W, right? Forget A, B, C, D. I just like to call it the W, right? That's what it looks like. There's different handwriting. Sometimes it's a little higher, right? But yeah, just pay attention to that right here. We're coming down. So the basis of this pattern is for us to be looking for either a higher low or a double bottom. Sometimes even a lower low and a reclaim can work. So we have our bottom. The stock comes down, it bottoms, it comes up. There's a midpoint right here. And I did take this setup on a different stock and it did not work, right? So even when it doesn't work, you keep the wrist tight. This is the double bottom area right here, right? Higher low, and then this thing curls up. So sometimes even if I miss this higher low, coming across to the pivot level right here, I can watch for trades. This then pushes up into a small pullback and flag, and then continues higher. And these are the patterns that we're looking for over and over throughout the day. Can we see these patterns? If we do, we want to be in positioning ourselves low towards support and selling for gains into the highs. If we're taking a breakout trade, if I'm coming right here, can I be in over the candle making a new high, selling higher, right? And even if we get pullbacks, right, areas where we're pulling back, baby pullbacks, I want to be in, selling higher into the move. But for anybody who recognizes super early and was in here aggressively, then you could have been unwinding all the way through the move. And even if you're not in holding longer, because primarily here at MMU we're scalping these patterns. So even if I'm in here for a few minutes, I'm back out. Because again, there's never a guarantee that this does go. So sometimes I take my profits early, and that's why. Because this other days this can come right back down and trend down. So I'll sell, I'll be in, I'll sell. Once I see the pullback holding up, I'm back in, I'll sell. Can we hold up VWAP? Once we're bottoming wick right here, I'm back in, selling into the higher move. And you can see we pushed all the way up here over 80 cents. STSS, that's how we were able to make gains. The pullback, it came down. We were hoping we could see a red to green here. and a move over this bear flag, right? So we have the bull flag, us going up, sideways consolidation. It can be a little rectangular, sometimes a little bit more triangular. The bear flag is the opposite. We're going down, sideways consolidation, right? We're going down, sideways consolidation. And so can you see that pattern right here? We're going down, sideways consolidation, right? It doesn't have to be perfect. You just have to be able to recognize and see these patterns. There's the flag in there. The high of the flag is right here. So even if you don't want to draw it as a flag, you can draw it as a consolidation. So you guys will hear me say high and low, and we're consolidating. Is it going to go up or is it going to go down? And I want to position myself always. So these are the patterns that I'm watching out every day. You know, I'm in and out, multiple trades, many trades, hundreds of trades, and I'm looking to keep the stops tight always. STSS, you know, POAI. I can't remember how well we did on this one initially. Well, we did end up $100. I don't think we did super well here. I think we had some trouble with this one. And you can see like another ABCD. It's kind of what really got this one going. Down, lows, up, comes back down. It does it a third time here, like you know, but you can see we're still on this angle going higher. But even if you want to count it as 1W, right? Up, down, and then up again, right? One arc. But anyhows, this flag right here coming up, we'd love to see this flag consolidate high and hold high. But instead of giving us consolidation and then a higher move, it failed. Right here, the consolidation failed and back down. So again, base, consolidation, back up. Okay, cool. Consolidation again. Up again. Okay, great. You know, so those are the patterns we're watching at. Can we be in with tight stops, right? Regardless of how quickly we're trading here, we're watching at these patterns. And we want to be in key areas where we can see follow through, whether it's on the low or at the high. So POAI, not a ton on that one. PEGY, on the other hand, we were up 900 on this one and gave back profits. It's just a little frustrating, man, that we weren't able to lock it in. I mean, this one started off and just really surged up. I mean, the opening surge was kind of a trade to keep an eye on here on this one. So, again, notice the same thing over and over I'm pointing out. What is this? Consolidation. Are we going to go down or are we going to go up? Sometimes stocks will consolidate the entire day, but we usually will see that we'll get a direction. So I have the pre-market high. If the stock gets all the way up here, I know that, hey, there's a chance this thing can keep going over 33 and go higher. I have the low right here, and I also have this area I'm keeping an eye on into the open. Because if this thing starts to push through, then I know there's a chance we can keep going, especially if I'm keeping my stops tight. Right? Actually, let me erase these. Yeah, so I'm long right into the open, 930 PEGY. I'll show you guys my log here. Actually, no, I started with STS. Okay, there we go. This is 45 seconds in. I'm in 10,000 shares at 29. 29.99 actually. I sold some for gains, but the rest was basically break even. And you know, looking back at this, some of you guys might say, "Hey, Relentless, why didn't you just buy and hold this entire thing all the way to the high?" Well, remember, nobody knows if the stock is really going to go all the way, right? And in fact, we don't know where it's going to stop even when it starts to go. So my plan is to always to be in and take the quick gains over and over throughout the move. So can I make a half a cent, 1 cent, right? With 5,000 shares, 1 penny. If this goes from 30 cents to 31 cents, 1 penny is $50. Can I make $50 over and over? And when I do use bigger positions, and I did, I mean, right here, this looks like it was about 20,000 shares 5,000, 5,000, 5,000, maybe, yeah, 20,000 shares, which means one penny would be $200, right? And again, I'm keeping the wrist tight when I'm doing this. But anyhow, this thing went and went and went. And so this is where perspective of money comes into play, right? And also it's where strategy comes into play. You know, another reason why I adapted this style of trading, right? Like the reason I kind of came up with this is because working at Amazon, I used to work at Amazon, it would be $16 an hour to hit the buy button on my keyboard once in a good area with tight risk and see $50. It's like I've had a hour, or not even an hour, in this case it would be 3 4 hours of work in 10 seconds. And did it take me months and years to become consistent and efficient at this way of trading? Yes it did. But you know, that's part of why I do what I do, because I understand that really small gains can add up. Some people will say, hey, this guy's looking for $50 a trade. What type of nonsense is that? I'm gonna look for 500, 5,000, 50,000 a trade, and that's okay. But these small gains can equate, and they can add up, right? Equated to $329, and this is between 9:30 and about 9:40 a.m. You know, coming over here 9:55. It's not $1 million, but it's something, right? It's why I came up with this way of trading, because holding longer sometimes isn't always guaranteed that the stock will keep going. You know, I had my fair share of trouble in the stock is going in my favor. Big red candle right here. I'm wondering what went wrong, and I was up what 3 4 cents. Didn't take anything. So you know that's why we're hyper scalping here. You know, I still have videos going back to like 2019, 2018 with me on this YouTube channel. They're private, but I could release them again if I ever need to or decided to, right? Like, man, I tell you, this is it's been such a journey. But anyhow, it's not, you know, I'm kind of getting distracted here. But yeah, you know, in terms of pattern, right, coming back to it, you know, this is just straight incline. We're just going higher here. I really didn't do as well as I could have done in this area, to be honest. I needed more size, and I did need to hold just a little bit longer. I was in and out within like a few seconds. Like holding for an additional 10 seconds would have done me some justice, because I would sell for like a half cent and we'd get like a penny and a half of a move if I would have held for a couple more seconds. And you know, it's not saying I needed to hold for 10 minutes, just a couple more seconds. This is going to be our first major pattern, which is going to be a wedge. So we have the initial range, and then we start to get tighter and tighter and tighter, and then there's a squeeze. This can sometimes come down, but in this case we're going to go up. And of course, as the 1 minute candlestick is making the new high, this is also aligning with the 5 minute setup and the 5 minute candlestick making a new high. And so we're in like seasoning, and this thing is going. We were in, and the 5 minute candle giving us a 3 bar play, patterns within patterns, patterns overlapping, which is what we love to see. And this is going to go from 36 cents up to 41. We consolidate. We got a high of 41.80. I did give back profits up here as well, trying to get the continued move over the highs, but it never happened. Instead, we kind of had a higher high and then a rejection, which we don't usually see, but sometimes it is the case. So we gave back a little bit at the highs and on the move down, trying to get the dip, because initially we were dipping with lighter volume, and we had a doji which wasn't great, but you know, I thought we were still bullish. I thought we could have held up this pullback, get another wedge like this somewhere in here, and then a new high again. Well, that was not the case. So yeah, and then you know, out of nowhere, LIDR, shout out to SF, he called this one out super early. I mean, very early. This thing was moving. SF was already watching at it the moment we broke out this consolidation here. Bigger range, but over the high of 415, we got up there to 438. Quick flag right here, and again it continued higher. And these are the key areas that we're watching with tight stops. bear flag, consolidation, breakout. We held up the lows. You know, another ABCD pattern in here, right? Here's the W. We're down. We're up to a midpoint, higher low, back up. Just I mean, just the patterns, guys. If you're to come to the MMU website, these are all the patterns that we're looking at, right? And I forgot that I'm uploading my archive right now for the students, so they can come and watch today's video, the live video with all my indicators, right? So shout out to MMU and all the students who are taking part. Plus 1700 on LIDR, PEGY, and what's the other one? It wasn't Lucy. Positions STSS. Sub $1. So yeah, you guys can check out the MMU website. You know, we have every single pattern that we trade up there, and we have hundreds of them in live example. Literally hundreds. So, you know, none of this is by chance, none of this is by luck. Are we gonna have rough patches? Are we gonna have slow periods? Are we gonna have red days? Of course, we're human. And you know, sometimes day trading is a little tricky. You know, emotions do play a role. The market does have a say. But ultimately, if we're willing to work and be consistent, there's a chance. And that's all I need as an entrepreneur, is a chance. You know, here are the live archive examples. I mean, hundreds of examples here. And not only from myself and Marcella, but Tim and Tommy as well, the other mentors here in the community. Every day we trade, we import. Every day we trade, we import. And here's today's recording, right? So this is when you guys check it out, this is what it'll look like. I'll pull up the video here quickly and then we'll shut it down. This is what the live trading video will look like. Watching STSS, POAI, as well as PEGY. And when we fast forward it, you can see how I'm slowly making the gains. You know, PEGY on the left hand side right there. And then we have STSS in the middle of the screen right here. You know, you can slowly see how I added to the gains. Slowly see how I added to the gains. All the winners, all the losers. No hiding anything. No trickery. No, you know, some people they're out there and then you don't really see what they're doing. Nah, that's not us. Everything is there in the videos. Everything, every single thing. And so, you know, we had a hard time this month, but we stuck in there. We stayed disciplined, and you know, that's what's really getting us to push through here at the end. And you guys know what they say, it's not how you start but how you finish. And so we're gonna look to finish out the year strong, not just this month but the year. So check out the program if you're interested. Merciless Markets, the links are down below. You can utilize coupon code Miami for 40% off in honor of our next day trading team house meetup. Some of the community members and the team house guys will be meeting up here in Miami at the end of June. We're gonna announce the student, the winner on June 7th. Is that right? Friday. Hold up. Friday, June 7th. We're gonna announce the winner. Friday, June 7th, or maybe June 14th. It just depends. Well, we'll let you guys know for sure. But yeah, check it out. Check out the classes. You know, shout out to Will, who was one of the students that won the last raffle. It's gonna be a good time. And we're gonna be learning, we're gonna be growing, we're gonna be motivating each other, we're gonna be pushing. So that being said, it's been a nice 20-minute recap. It's been your favorite YouTuber, Relentless. Guys, we just gotta stay focused, man. You know, the hard times will come again, but we gotta stay focused. You know, I also pray when I'm going through tough times, even when I'm going through good times. You know, you gotta pray at all times, so that there's never a surprise. You got to just keep praying, keep believing, you know that there's nothing that we cannot do. You know, is it hard? Yes. It's not guaranteed, but we know that there's a chance. That's all I need, man. Whether it's trading, a different field, all I need to know is that I have a chance. That's all I care about. There's a window of opportunity for me. Best believe I'm going to be giving it my all, man. So, as your fearless leader, I expect nothing else from my comrades, the head of the operation, the other mentors, and of course, trickling down to the students. I expect nothing less. Let's give it our best self. Let's be diligent. Let's be disciplined. Let's be patient. Let's continue on the road to greatness. Remember, if you can see it in your mind, you can hold it in your hands. Let's keep chasing our greatness. It's been Relentless Trader, and I am, of course, signing out.